Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Minnesota Mike back with you for another video. This is another one in my vlog series that I do through the Memphis Songwriters Association in conjunction with the blog that I write for them. Now, that blog can be found on our website, memphisongwritersassociation.org. And then you can also find these vlogs right here on my YouTube page, Minnesota Mike. Go from there. These blogs and the vlogs all talk about songwriting, what has worked for various artists over the course of a handful of years, whether those songs have been hits or not. We talked first in this latest kick about mapping out your next song. We talked first about state songs. We looked at South Dakota by Bailey Bigger, and we looked at Mississippi, Why You Gotta Be So Mean by Tony Maynard. Now we're switching over to cities. We looked at Baby's Alright by King Margo, which mentions New York City. And now we're talking about Meet Me in Memphis by Memphis's own Eric Hughes. So lyrically, this particular song is all about enticing somebody to come home to Memphis, talking about all the great things about the city: sweet tea, barbecue, fishing, and hanging out on Beale Street. Ironically, Eric wrote the song after getting his equipment stolen and being so fed up he was ready to move out. But one night he was sitting at South Main Sounds in Memphis, looked at the sign on the top of the stage which said "Meet Me in Memphis," and the song was born. Not only that, it would become the title track for his next album. Melodically, this song contains guitar, bass, and drums, and is written in the key of A major. It uses a progression of A9, D, and B minor, which is a 1-4-2 pattern. The song uses a 12-bar progression, and the first 8 bars follow the pattern that I just mentioned, and then there's a turnaround in the chorus, which uses B minor, which is bar 9 in the 2 chord, D, which is bar 10 in the 4 chord, and then A9 and D split the 11th bar, which is the 1 and the 4 chord. A9 is the 12th bar, and that is the 1 chord. The bridge uses E, F sharp minor, and A, which is a 5-6-1 progression, and then it has that same B minor, D, A, D turnaround from earlier in the song. Structurally, this song follows a verse, chorus, bridge, solo, verse, chorus structure. When you're telling a story, you always want to save your most compelling, heart-wrenching moment for last. And although this isn't a story song per se, it's an example song where he talks about all the reasons someone should come to Memphis. It still works very well. Unlike Tony Maynard's song, which we talked about earlier, that starts with the chorus and then explains why. This particular song almost plays like an advertisement. I know you're feeling this way, and we've got the cure. So starting with the verses gives some credibility to the singer, whereas starting with the chorus might have the listener kind of saying, well, why Memphis? There are so many reasons why it left. But after the second verse, it's super obvious why they need to come back down. I've actually included 2 versions of the song in the vlog, in the blog, I should say, but I'll put it in the vlog as well, because there's the music video for Meet Me in Memphis, which is great, and then you also have the version at South Main Sounds that I was telling you about earlier, because it's a really, really cool version with just Eric playing as well, although the Eric Hughes Band does a fabulous, fabulous job on it as well. But I'm Minnesota Mike. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, all of these songs are by people, by bands, artists that I have discovered while living in Memphis. And so I figured Meet Me in Memphis was a really good one to close with, because it just, these are all the reasons why you should meet me in Memphis, because there are so many great songs, great musicians, great songwriters in the area. I am Minnesota Mike. I'm privileged to be among those songwriters all the time. Would love to consider myself one, but you can be the judge of that by checking out some of my other videos and video series, as well as my other vlogs that I do through the Memphis Songwriters Association, all right here on YouTube, but you can find some of them on Spotify and iTunes and your favorite streaming platforms as well. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook as Minnesota Mike. Thank you so much.